The wrong coverage.
Bridge to
The awakened
healing.
soul. No, mine. It's
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
We can't do that.
All right.
Our energies are right now are a little like recalibrating. We're a little crazy right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to the Raw Uncovered Truth of the Awakened Soul with Nicole. And again, I'm here with Natalie, who seems to be like the most amazing co-host so far, and her going to be co-host, Anthony. So they are going to really like jumpstart this off with an amazing podcast themselves, and it's going to be called I wrote it down so I wouldn't mess this up. The Bridge to Healing with Natalie and Anthony. So I am so proud to say that they were on my podcast first. And, I'm just going to turn it over to them. So, Natalie, you could talk a little bit about the podcast, which you started to do before I hit record. So now that I'm recording, please go with the flow because it sounded absolutely amazing. So, floor is yours,
Okay.
honey.
So, Nicole, thank you again for having us.
Yes, thank you for having us on.
You're an incredible soul, and honestly, your outreach to help connect with me and make me feel comfortable being in front of camera and reaching out and saying, hey, this is how it starts, and taking the lead, that made a world of difference for someone who's just, embracing their gifts, I wouldn't say gifts, abilities, and connection with source, and ready to speak about it. So I do appreciate that. And
I do appreciate the opportunity to come on. This is my first time on any type of podcast, so I feel a
I'm,
little
I'm
special.
actually more excited to have Anthony on today than I am about
yeah,
anything.
no,
But,
he's supposed
you
to
know,
take the lead today.
we'll get to that in a moment. But I will say this awakening as a masculine and stepping into your divinity, I think, is even harder, on the masculine side than it is on the feminine side. So, like, to get your point of view today, I mean, it's going to be like amazing. And I have been waiting for this for a very long time. And like, Anthony is like the most chillest, coolest guy. And like, in his divinity, so it's crazy to actually see that in like the
Appreciate it.
physical, where it's so like uncommon to have that. So okay, yeah, I'm gonna turn it back over to you. I just needed to like add that in.
Yay. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, for me, it was a long journey, a long process to fully awaken myself and realize things that at one time in my life I would have never had the awareness to, because of like past trauma and wounds that I was holding on to that I was not even aware of. So a lot of my life I ran on autopilot in general, and no like thought or feeling that I had was real, I would say, before I fully awakened. And I would say like a majority of the decisions I was making were simply based on ego and just a self-limiting belief system that it was simply holding me back and not allowing me to really see the potential in life as a whole, or to experience anything that was genuine. So like my whole life was fake, I would say, prior to meeting Natalie. And when I did meet Natalie, this was what, 5 years ago, 3 years ago we met for real. But I owned a deli in the neighborhood, and she had once, came into the deli. My mom knows her and her family and stuff. So, my mom came to her and told her foot was hurting one day. And she happened to heal her foot and hold her hand, the whole process of healing, which she does. She's incredible. And my mom, I'll never forget the reaction my mother gave me. And it was like she was not being able to walk, limping. And then 2 minutes later, she's, walking up and down, acting like nothing's wrong with her. And then I asked her, like, what happened? Because I've seen her foot, like, I've seen how bad it was. And she was like, yeah, Natalie healed me. I was like, who? Like, I was like, who healed you? I was so confused because she was just like, she was a customer that would come in and we would just interact basic like that. And yeah, and she completely healed her. She was walking around. My dad couldn't believe it. And I had asked my mom, I was like, can ask her. I was like, as a joke. I was just joking when I said it. And I told her, ask her if she could heal my brain for me. Because at the time I was going through chronic mental illness. And like, I mean, the depths of it that you could possibly be in, whether it be suicidal depression. I was an anorexic and a bulimic at one point in time. I was an alcoholic. I was a drug addict. This was all prior to the age of 17 years old. So like I was very young during this stage and like pre-developed, and nothing like nothing I was doing was ever going to lead me to having a sustainable long-term life at all, let alone being a successful like grown adult. I was still just completely trapped in a world that was not real. It was created by myself. But So I committed to coming here, to meeting her, and seeing what would happen, because I was truly at my last, like, that was it. That was my last ditch effort. I've been to doctors, I've taken medicine, I've been diagnosed with who knows what by doctors. They never gave me the answers. Um, but I was told thousands of things that I had. So now that's just making things worse in my mind. So when I came to her, it was literally my last ditch effort. Um, I was at the lowest point of my life for sure. And if this didn't work in my mind, there was nothing else that was going to, and I would have, whatever would have happened following that wouldn't have been good. But so I happened to come here that day and take a leap of faith in that sense, because one, I'm an antisocial human being, so I don't naturally talk to people or being willing to speak to people openly. And so I was very fearful that day of coming here in general, but I did it because I had no other choice. It was literally that, or I wouldn't be here.
Can I stop you like right there? First of all, I love the story, like your entire, but like where you said you didn't have another choice. You did. You did have another choice. You just kind of went with this choice.
You're right. I chose it.
There's
Yeah.
always choices, which I find to be fascinating, like in itself, that you went in this direction. Fascinating. I mean, like I've told you this. Like I think this is like absolutely amazing. There's so many people that just stop, like don't want to deal with it and just keep going back and back and back and back and back. But you are amazing to me. Like you are just like this. Like I don't. It's like I said. It's to know that I don't know how to put this in human terms. To know, like I can't. But it's just like to see it in reality in the 3D is to me is like just absolutely amazing. And I'm not gonna like interrupt your entire story. You could keep talking, but like so far, I mean, like it's just incredible. Like it's like
It's
Yeah.
everything that
empowering.
you said. It's like you always had the choice, right? And you were like, oh, if this isn't gonna work for me, whatever, whatever. But your soul just kept nudging and nudging and nudging,
Right.
but you went with that instead of like going the complete opposite way and being stuck. So I just needed
I
to
did.
like shout that
Yeah.
out. To
I
me is like
just
awesome.
I know.
I didn't want to give up, but like a part of me did want to give up, but then my higher self, which I wasn't even aware of, like higher self, I was complete nuance. Like I knew nothing in terms of spirituality, believe it or not. I knew nothing. I knew nothing stepping in this
I
house.
believe it.
Um,
He really didn't.
I
Nothing, like
know,
zero,
which
zero.
is crazy.
And yeah, like I was coming here just completely broken, completely. And I was just gonna let whatever happens, and whatever. Like I've done everything else. I've been to every doctor. So yeah, so I came here, and she had shown me the crystals and all the stuff. And like at first I'm just looking at it like, all right, like a bunch of rocks, like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know what's going on, whatever. I'm down with it. So she's showing me a whole bunch of stuff, telling me certain things about why people fall into these thought process and all that stuff, the basics of regular, the brain itself before anything. And then yeah, then we did a healing where she puts her hands on your head, and the whole healing process that she goes, I'm not going to try to explain that. That's her thing. But instantaneously, like I could see why my mother was healed and what she felt, because I was feeling like waves of energy that would flow through my body. And this is, again, I'm somebody who I didn't really feel it as well, because I was always numbed by something. So I'm feeling, things running through me, and I'm feeling energy almost as if blockages are being removed. And I thought it was amazing. I was feeling like flowing water energy, all this stuff. And yeah, I mean, it just shifted. Like the energy in myself, I could feel something be removed out of me. And in that moment, I could literally feel like I was present for the first time in my life, which was insane, because that was 18. I was probably about 22 when I came here, 23. And I was genuinely probably a little older, 24.
Mhm.
But I was genuinely, for the first time in my life, feeling inside of my own body at that point, and like actually being connected with my brain, my body, and my soul, which is a remarkable feeling. And my mother couldn't believe it. I came back the same day. Well, it was like 4 hours later.
Wait, but you thought your grandfather.
Yes, and then I did. Yeah, that's right. And then I did feel my grandfather come through while I was in a hypnotic state with her. And my grandfather had passed prior to that. But I clearly can say, like, I definitely felt him that day.
Your legs
Yeah,
felt
my legs felt
water.
like I was swollen. He had bad like swelling in his legs and stuff. And I felt as if my legs were swollen at one point, but they weren't. And I was looking at them like trying to, like, what was happening. I didn't really know. And then
You
Then
smelled him,
I
right?
smelled his cologne, and I felt he used to give me a hug when I was younger, and I would feel his beard scruff against my face. And my eyes were closed, and I felt it. And I literally felt him there with me in that moment. And that's when she had like made me aware of like a spirit guide and all of this type of stuff. So, and I believe he is my spirit guide to this day. But yeah, it was a wild experience. And then going back to seeing my mom that same day, and my mother just broke down in tears crying,
Oh yeah.
and thanked her for, because she could just see by looking at me that I've had a tremendous shift from 4 hour span,
Because you
maybe.
never made eye contact with anybody.
Yeah.
And
I wouldn't look at people, I wouldn't do anything.
got
I don't
that.
even
You
know
have
where to
that
start on that.
stone.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
nothing about
I knew
crystals.
nothing about crystals at all.
He
Like
held
zero.
the first one
She
he
handed
grabbed.
me a stone, like she handed me a crystal, and I knew the name of it. But like I never knew crystals. Like I did not know. It was lapis lazuli, I'll never
Yeah.
forget.
And I said, turn it over.
And yeah, and that was the name on the bottom that she had wrote on it. And like
And
there's no way I would have known
his
that.
hands were shaking. He's like, how did I
Yeah.
know that?
I was flipped out at that point. Yeah, I was a little scared after that. Because there's
Like,
like
okay,
there's,
way too much craziness happening right now.
yeah, exactly. Like I'm feeling my grandfather. I'm like, I don't know, there's different things running through me. Like it
right.
was just
He went from
very,
like 0 to 100, and there was
yeah,
like, all
Yeah.
right,
exactly. Like the
right.
definition of that. Yes, exactly.
Um, but
And yeah.
I mean, like, there's no words. Like that's
No.
crazy.
And I remember driving him back. I was like, I'll bring you back to the deli. And as soon as I dropped him off, he goes behind the counter and his mom's just like in disbelief. And
Yeah,
then she
she was
just
shocked.
starts bawling, crying, and like hugs me. She's like, you brought him back. But like she didn't recognize you.
No, it was complete
Well,
difference.
because your
Yeah.
energy was so totally different. Do you have
Yeah.
a picture of what you look like?
Like he looked like a caveman
Yeah,
when he first came
you
here. Like
probably
his
have it.
soul was like dead.
Yeah, I was in a
Let's
very bad,
let's not
nah.
sugarcoat that as
No,
No,
there
it
is
was
no,
dead.
it
No,
was.
it was.
It
you know.
really was.
It was. His eyes were like black.
Yeah, I was
He
darkening under
scruff.
the eyes. Yeah. Like I said, I was at that very moment, I was deep within like a lot of addictive issues. So like a lot of them at once too.
So I have a question. Do you think maybe because like I'm remembering back when I was a teenager, all the addictions, all everything, like was it to hide the fact that you actually were aware of more than more than the average person, but you didn't know how to express it?
No, I would say she brought that awareness to me after the fact. I would say during the time of doing it, in my mind, it was I was just having fun in my mind at that point. Like I wasn't really labeling myself an addict either. The only way I would, like, now looking back hindsight, I'm aware of what I was actually doing. Um, no, in the
Please, when you
moment,
look back at yourself. Go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
I was just having, yeah, it's important to do that, but I was just having fun in my mind, and there was nothing wrong with it. I was just gonna outgrow it, and that would be the end of it. It wouldn't be a problem. So, and I'm drinking socially too, with a couple of friends here and there, whatever. But then my friends happened to leave. They all moved away, which is a true story. They all started to move. And then I realized, like, I'm still drinking. You know what I mean? Like I'm still doing it by myself. And then it got to such a point where I'm searching my house for alcohol, and I'm like taking bottles, drinking it, and then filling it with water so my parents don't see it. And like I'm doing crazy things just to get to the alcohol. But in my mind at the time, no, I was just having fun. Now looking back, yes, I was definitely doing it to avoid facing any type of feeling within myself that I didn't want to face or feel. And it was just an outlet to get away from it. So easier choice to make is to do that than have to sit with yourself. And it's really that simple. Really that simple.
Can I just reiterate that? It really is that simple.
Not many people want to, though. And I didn't want to.
But you did.
I did. I did. She helped me do it. Without her, I wouldn't have been able to. I would have stayed in the same cycle that I was living in, and
Looping
that
pattern.
cycle would have ended me for sure at some point.
Yeah. That, phenomenal to me. Absolutely phenomenal.
It's a
I don't
crazy
know.
story.
Yeah, it's a wild story.
Like we have been waiting. Like
I
right
mean,
now,
no, I know it like goes deeper and there's so much more into that, but like
Oh
just
yeah.
go ahead. Sorry, I didn't.
no, but it's just even crazy to be sitting in front of you right now because
Definitely.
years ago we were like, this is not typical.
No.
And why would this be given to us to unpack?
Right.
And it would be like a little drop of insight here, a little clarity over here,
Yeah.
and like we were just
Confused. Like it was confusing at one point.
we didn't even know how to piece it. But
Yeah.
like the more layers we evolve within ourselves, the more of like an overall like discernment, like a pitch or vision of some sort would like show itself. but we didn't know how to necessarily get there because we both had so much still to unpack within ourselves, right? So, but then we learned like the secret formula, like peel, face, move forward,
Yeah.
embrace the uncertainty. When you remove that, literally like your vessel opens and just bouts of more insight and amplification of your own abilities just come on.
Flow naturally to you at
And
that
literally
point.
within the same day,
Yeah.
hours.
Same day.
Whoops.
It was literally what, 2 hours?
We would just manifest whatever the hell we manifest,
Yeah.
boom, there, that day.
Yeah. Literally 2 hours, 3 hours, and it would happen. Where in the past that was like impossible, just wouldn't happen. I do have a picture of the first day I came here, and this is what I did look like at that moment.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I was a complete mess.
she's
And
like
then
the
2
side
weeks
by
later,
side of
And
the
then this is a
before and
week
after.
later after that.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So it was a big change rapidly.
Holy crap.
we could do a side by side.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, perfect. Wow.
Yeah.
He came back to life.
Literally.
Wow, it's like the unglow and then the glow.
Yeah, literally.
I joke around and I'm like, you look like a Neanderthal. Maybe
Yeah.
like the Geico commercials.
I do though. I did. It's
You
a
did.
perfect comparison.
You
Perfect
did.
comparison.
What you described, Nat, like as you were like going, like and the more the onion peeling or whatever, the metaphor that you used is like basically the backdrop to awakening, right? It's like every level you have to keep going, you have to keep going, you have to, and no one knows, right? I mean, I for shit sure didn't know what the fuck was going on. It was just like you kind of just kept going with it. And like you guys said, you guys had no idea, but you just kept going and going. And then it kind of like revealed itself as you keep going. So I think it's pretty cool, like obviously we're not the only ones out there that this happens to, but like so many people, once they start going down there, they're like, oh no, this is like way too
It gets
scary to
harder.
see what's-
Oh, yeah.
It gets harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but then
Literally.
you reach a point like I'm in too deep. There's no turning back at this point. That's kind
Right.
of what we did. And we're like, all right, well, all bets are off. We just
Right.
keep going.
we went
Yep.
down the rabbit hole.
Yep. And you
I
gotta
love
just
that you were able to do it together, right?
Yeah.
I
I
absolutely like, to me that's phenomenal.
I think how it manifested itself, like I would have never known. Like I was drawn to the deli, became good friends with his mom. She was always drawn to my daughter. She seen
Yeah.
me pregnant,
Yep.
and then I would go in there with a stroller, and like she was always like
hugging
just
them
loving up on my kids. And I didn't know that it was the return of it was for me to help her son.
Right. To me, they were just, regular customers, whatever. You would never know. You just don't know. And that's just what happens.
Exactly. Like you never know. Like it literally, like it's the plan. And the plan
Yep.
unfolds, unrolls, whatever.
Unravels.
Whatever.
Mhm.
They all
Yes, that's like the perfect word that I was looking for. Like unravels. And it's crazy because it sometimes it takes years, right? I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, it did take years though.
It did take years.
right. Well,
Definitely took
nowadays it feels like a year and it's like a day. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
back then it was years and like you watched it like, but now like when you look back, you're like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Like it literally like, unraveled.
Yes.
Yes.
Unraveled at like right before your eyes, but you didn't
Yes.
realize what the fuck was going on.
No
No.
clue.
Because you were still like, who knew? Like who the fuck knew?
Right. Still
Right.
very covered in like the 3D body. So it's like
Yeah.
if stuff did come in, we also had no one to like bring this stuff up
Yeah,
to.
because nobody would get any of it.
There was moments where we're
I didn't
here.
even get it.
I just couldn't believe what
Yeah,
was
I wish I
happening.
would have known you back then.
I know, I
Because like
wish too.
what year was this?
This was what?
2022?
2022. When was the pandemic?
2020.
Before that. So yeah, this is like 2018.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is like 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I wish, if you would have known
Wait,
us back then, to
2023?
now it's two different people sitting in front of you.
Forgive
yeah,
me.
it's just the fact that like so many of us, I think we're going through the same thing at the same time or something similar that like and we were doing it alone. Because
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's where the suffering comes in because you are alone in it.
you're
And then like
supposed to.
you don't want to, right, but it would have helped because I was already in spiritual group too. I was getting mentored and stuff, and I needed to when I first opened up because what I was experiencing was like full on visions and like loved ones coming in. I thought I was schizophrenic. I already told you. I thought like I had to go to my neighbor. I'm like, please tell me you see these things. Like I'm not crazy.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. I understand.
We're all part of that. But then when like this started unfolding, there was almost kind of like a shame for us to go ask anyone else because we didn't understand. So I guess I had this just energy within myself. I'm like a big portal for whatever I've heard. Wherever I go, like they manifest, like they use my energy to reveal, like things go flying. But I remember, I don't know if we were like, we had a counseling session or
Yeah.
whatever. They had a bag on my table and it literally
Flew off.
flew off.
I'll
And
never
then
forget
I
that.
got hit in the back of my shoulder
And
and I
so did
jumped,
I.
and he's sitting on the couch and it happened to him. And we both looked at each other like
Like, did that
startled.
really
Did
happen?
that really happen?
Yeah,
And that was
like
like the
the
beginning,
first one.
the first encounter for us to recognize like that was it, like eureka. You peel something, you gain a sense of clarity, and then movement of how you're supposed to move in the physical world. But at the time, that was 3 years ago, we had no clue that was even something. But throughout time, we would always go back and like, well,
Remember
there's,
this, remember that,
yeah,
remember
like
that. Like, you would put it together now when it's easier to look back. But in those moments, we were freaked out.
it
Like, I
was
didn't
a
know
big,
what that was.
like how you call it, Nicole, like a key. It was the beginning of receiving a key to unlock a puzzle that only me and him could solve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Puzzle, key, or breadcrumbs that like
Oh,
you
for
Yes.
left
sure.
yourselves, but didn't realize it until now. And you could look back and be like, oh, we breadcrumbed each other the entire time.
Right.
Which
Mm-hmm.
was you coming into the deli, you coming into the deli, you coming into the deli, you coming in, like literally like over and over and
Yep.
over again until like it finally like clicked.
Yeah.
Which was insane actually, because the day before I was going to a gallery reading with my mentor, and I stopped at the deli store's mom, and I explained where I was going, and she was like, oh my god, like I didn't know you were into that stuff. And she was like, wait a minute, are you a psychic? And I'm like,
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Forgot about
yeah.
that.
And she was like, oh my god, I love psychics. Now I know that you are one, I love you even more. But that night I came back from the gallery reading and I kept hearing his mother in my head, like, go see Lou. When I passed by the deli and it was closed the following morning, there was just like, go see her, go see her, go see her, go see her. And my husband would go in the
I love
morning
when they're
around,
so adamant.
oh my god.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
those it's just like okay, I hear you. Like just give me five. Like okay.
I'm gonna do it.
That was my husband's thing. Go to the deli. He would hang out with his mother and like get coffee and breakfast and bring back for me and my daughters. But something said I go, when I went early, like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I showered. He was like, "You're gonna take forever to get going." I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I just need to go. I went with no makeup, wet fucking hair, look like a dog, like wet dog. And I showed up, and his mom was just dragging her foot behind the counter, and she
Yep.
works 7 days a week, just you know, uh,
Never takes breaks.
never takes breaks. So it's like obviously like, her body was like just shutting down, and I just remember like grabbing her hand real quickly, and like it just zapped, and
Yep.
she was like, "What the fuck was that?" And I'm like, "So it was me." And a customer came in, so I let go of her hand, and then he walked out. I'm like, "Give me your hand again," and I grabbed it, and I said the intention, and I felt her body like convulse, and by the time I opened my eyes, she was like running behind the counter.
Yeah, she was fine.
And she was like, "What did you do? What are
Master
you?" And I'm
healer.
like,
I love her.
"Oh my
I love that. Yeah.
She was literally fine. I'll never forget her reaction, my mom's, because again, she's very stern, working person. She's very serious all the time.
stoic."
She's very stoic, doesn't really show emotion. But in that moment, she was extremely excited. She couldn't believe it. Like, she was mind blown. Like,
So was I.
yeah, I know. But it blew my mind because she was so amped, like so amplified and so outgoing about it, the whole thing, and telling everyone, like my dad, she's telling my father. It's just, it was so crazy to watch. And then that's why I did ultimately make the joke, like, can she fix my brain as well? Because I was just kidding. I wasn't serious. But then the next day, my mom comes up to me and she's like, "Oh yeah, she said she can." I was like, "Oh, I was joking. Like, I wasn't serious." But then I reached out and we ended up setting up the date. But yeah, it was wild. It was a crazy experience to watch that happen, for
So
sure.
Nat, I have to ask, what is like your number one favorite healing story to this day so far?
His it blew my mind. You know, it's also because he was different, and I was like, he's very special and like has abilities, and I just knew it, but I wasn't 100% certain. I kept telling his mom, like, there's nothing wrong with him. He's just extremely gifted.
Yeah, I remember you
Yeah.
telling
And I
me
remember
that.
telling his father, he was like, just there's something wrong with him. I was like, there's nothing wrong
And
with
my
him.
parents are very stern, like very stern, very old school. They don't believe in mental health. Like they were always telling me I'm crazy and all this shit. Sorry.
You're
And they
crazy.
were
I'm
telling me
crazy.
all this stuff that I was crazy and all this. So I was never being validated for my issues as well by them, which was frustrating at one point. I understand it now. They just weren't at that level of awareness. So they were just doing the best they could. And I knew it was out of love. They didn't get it.
And I remember
Well,
speaking to
that
his
they
dad.
were meant to keep you circling so you'd eventually come back to yourself.
Right.
Parts
I
that
had to
everybody
my own
plays.
lesson.
Oh
It's
my
my
God.
own lesson. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's not their lesson to learn. It was mine. That's why I'll never blame them or hold any
I love
resentment
this
towards them.
guy. I mean, this is
He's
like,
great.
You get it.
Like in my soul, though, I knew
he's
I
like,
knew.
it was my lesson to learn. I mean, like, come on, like, who says that besides like besides us? I
You
mean,
know,
like,
sometimes it's crazy because he looks like he's 12, right?
Yeah,
And
I
like some
know.
people think
Nobody
he's like
knows.
my
Like,
son,
yeah,
or like so
yeah.
I get like a weird look and I go around, I'm like, people are giving me like dirty looks. And I go to
Yeah,
his
yeah.
mother and she's like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and I'm like, just it's just weird. People don't get the connection,
Yeah.
whatever. But I just remember myself. I just knew he was gifted. I knew he had an IQ beyond what anybody could see or he was even aware of. And I'm like, I need to help him.
that
There
the
was just this,
human could comprehend.
yeah, no, beyond. And so when I seen what happened when they were back there, I'm like, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's true.
But
It's true.
I was never nervous with him. And his mom, when I was leaving the deli on my way to my house to for him to arrive, I remember her saying like, good luck. I'm like, I don't need it.
Yep.
I was not nervous at all.
Yep.
I knew what to say. I knew how to approach him. I knew what needed to be said. I knew what needed to be extracted. And we spoke at like the counseling session for like half hour.
Yeah, it was about a half hour
Then we
before
did like
work.
healing, and then like I just stood stunned, like everything that he was saying, and I'm like, just say it, again, say it. I'm like, say you're a medium.
Yeah, she'd make me repeat
You're
things,
a
say things
healer.
out loud. Yep.
And
Remember that.
you stayed there for like 2 months, and
Yeah.
then like it fizzled out, and then we disconnected.
Yeah, we disconnected for some time. I fell back into my old ways for a little bit.
A little
Took
bit, well, yeah,
2 years, 2 years of
a
that.
lot of it.
Yeah, I fell back into my old thought processes, and yeah, it was just 3D life. Now I could use the term 3D life, which I understand the difference now. It was too dense for me. I couldn't sustain it. There was too much. The densities of the 3D world could really eat somebody alive, but they don't have any awareness to what's happening, and like that was destroying me from the start, and I just wasn't aware. So like I don't blame myself. I could look back now and see what I was doing in that moment, not being awake, like awoken to anything, and yeah, the 3D life was definitely taking its toll on me. I was being destroyed by it.
Um, well, I could say like the 3D life sometimes tries to destroy me and take me down. It's like a
All
constant
of us.
Yeah, all of us.
right?
We
Like,
had those
Yeah.
moments like,
but
Jesus, take me, I'll take me.
yeah, but for you guys, like separation is sometimes necessary in order to actually clear everything that, like that
Oh,
you worked on
certainly did.
out and then like really like kind of integrate and embody. So that doesn't shock me at all. I mean, that might shock somebody else, like you telling the
Mhm.
story, but to me, I'm like, oh, well, that's like, kind of
That's
textbook,
part
but
of the
not textbook,
process.
but textbook, but not.
Without that separation,
We
there
wouldn't
would
have
have never
grown.
been, yeah, there would have never been
A
what we could have
reconnection.
now. Yeah, 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 what we do now. There would be no way, like a podcast and all. Us
Incredible.
being
I
on
love
a
this.
podcast, it's
But now it
crazy.
makes sense because we had to learn ourselves first
First, yeah.
and learn our own wounds. And that's why during that separation, because like when I say separation, like he went back to his addictions.
Oh yeah.
I got sick. I had a hernia, wiped me out for 8 months. I said the hell with spirituality. I was trying to do readings and my kids were constantly sick. And I'm like, I had to just it brought me down another path where like there was no self-loathing. I'm just like, I'm gonna keep going like you. Just keep going. Knock me down 1,000 like 10 times. I'm getting up 11. I just kept moving forward, but I realized, okay, I need to change the way I'm perceiving something. And when I did, poof, a door opened, a path opened, someone came through. And so I was like, okay, this is a pattern. And I looped onto that. And my whole trajectory of my perception of how the world operated just,
Completely changed.
yeah, like it's
For me as well.
demolished
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
just reconstructed.
Completely changed. Yeah. Well,
Collapsed into 0 point.
Yeah, all
right,
that.
right. Which is necessary.
You see the light keep
I do, yeah.
back?
But it's necessary. It's needed. Like you have to. Like my reality shifted as well because I realize now that the only way I could ever sustain this 3D life and like what the regular 3D life is if I maintain myself in a 5D mindset during my daily life. Because then you're above everything that's happening. You know what I mean? And now you're looking down at the actions and the things that are coming to you. You know that people interact you for a mirror or a lesson that you're going to learn from that person rather than just being stuck in it. Now you could see it from a higher perspective. And now it just changes the entire trajectory of your life because now you're seeing things before they happen because you're aware of why they're happening in the moment. So it's just a complete shift of a mindset and it changed everything for me.
If we could like duplicate you, I mean, listen, I have been tracking the masculine collective for I don't even like before I even knew that I was tracking the masculine collective. So like, but like really like intently like the last past year, and I used to be able to, like know exactly what levels, the collective was on and where they were going and whatever the case may be. But like, and I know more awakening, but like to see you and like to hear you speak, like, like me and Nat, like who are we? It's just to me, it's just like so. It's like a kid on Christmas. Like I just, I mean, it's so, it's like oh my God, you could actually have a conversation with a divine masculine, and like
Right.
it's and like I said, if we could just duplicate you now and like speed up the process, that would be great for like the world in general. But like for
Yeah.
you, I think it's incredible, and even at the young like human age that you were to do that and to like realize what you had in front of you and like what's going on. And still, I mean, you're still young, right? I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
like
yeah.
compared
I'm
to
29
compared
years
to me
old.
anyway. Yeah,
I'm
exactly. Like
29 years old. I got time.
But he's like a 50-year
I
old
think it's
old
incredible.
man.
Yes, that's the
His
other
soul
part.
is like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
50. He doesn't like, you got
I don't like anything. I feel like I should be retiring. Like I go to work, I'm like, yo, I should be staying home right now. Like, yeah, I feel like I've been through so much in this lifetime that like I do. I truly do feel like
But
I'm
why is
well
that?
older than well, because everything that I've done in my life, I've done at such a young age. So
Explain that.
yeah, so like for reference, like everybody who, people go to parties, people that whole stage of your life is usually your 20s, and like you're living it up. Like I'm 29, I should still be doing that, you know what I mean, according to society's normal. But for me, I was doing it when I was 13, 14, and behind closed doors, not telling anybody. And I experienced so much in such a short span of time that now I don't even have like an ounce of that in me. I don't want to do it. I rather play with crystals and you know what I'm saying? Like I rather do that than be the person that I was, because the person that I was only destroying himself, and there was nothing coming from it. I was not growing, I was not learning, I was not elevating of any type. I wasn't helping other people, which is a big thing I want to be able to do, especially now that I'm above all of it. So I was just doing nothing relevant for the universe, for people, for myself. It was just self-destruction at its finest. That's all I was doing.
And the fact that you take that accountability and you have that awareness is again fascinating. I'm just gonna be sitting here
Slim to
like
none.
fascinated. I'm just so fascinated. Like it's like it's so unreal to me.
It's slim to
And
none.
then
But
the connection in general, that you guys have is also like one for the books as well. You know,
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's. I'm sure because there's many stereotypes. There's many people who believe that a woman and a man can't be friends, and you know what I mean. Like it's impossible for two people to be friends on a human level, and we want to shatter that because it's just not the truth.
well, it's not on
Um,
a human level.
True, that is true, very true.
That's
We're able to
that's
access different.
why there's that, stereotype because nobody, well, I wouldn't say nobody, but like the majority of people out there are so human based and still in like those,
judgment.
societal beliefs, right? And they don't understand.
No,
Like nobody understands soul contracts. Well, I wouldn't say nobody, but the majority
a
do
lot
not
of people.
understand soul contracts, do not understand soul bonds, do not understand union, like even within themselves. Blueprints. Like, I mean, like there's so many things that like the human doesn't understand. So yeah, on a human level, whatever. But on a soul level, I look at you guys and I'm like, hey, this is normal, whatever.
Yeah,
Right?
There
exactly.
was also so many parallels because I grew up with four older men. I have
Right.
three older brothers. So like I just gravitate toward more of a masculine
The
energy. That's what
masculine
I feel
collective, yeah.
comfortable with. Females, I'm so blessed that I have wonderful women in my life now and that support me and understand the journey and
Absolutely.
are a part of it. But I didn't have that for a very long time. And I just naturally gravitate towards guys because like I have more of a masculine energy and I'm just I'm used to that, which is interesting because his mother is the same way. We
Yeah,
would talk for hours
exactly
at
the
the
same.
deli.
Exactly the same.
She doesn't get along with women. And she was like, but she like me. And I'm like, well, this works.
My mom is she's your standard just tomboy type, that she's very very masculine energy from a female, but I love her for it.
No, she's great.
But she's different. She's definitely different.
She's more into her man. Well, I don't even know how to explain that. I'm not because it's not explainable. I'm just
Yeah, it's not a
I
bad.
don't
It's
want
not
to
a bad.
like to
But it
human
is,
demify that. You just you
it's just a vibe. But me and her, like we gravitate towards one another. I would stay at the deli and just talk to her for hours. It's just like it flowed, and I know she has her own stuff, but she
Yeah,
just
she
doesn't want to
just doesn't
acknowledge
want to
it.
see
I'm
it.
like, all
Yeah.
right, would give her
It's the
crystals.
stubborn older, you know how the older people are. They're stubborn in their ways and they don't want to see any other way.
Yeah.
So I just let her be her and she could go and, I mean, do whatever it is
Well,
that she
you
wants.
do you. Send love
That's right.
and move on.
Right.
Right.
And I could see shifts in both of my parents, specifically my mom too. As I have grown and become who I am today, I don't have to put effort. I really don't. And like I don't do anything. I just be myself. And through that, I'm noticing a softening in both of them. And I think that's incredible because they're both very hard people on the exterior. Um, and you would never see that side of them if you don't act, like try to push it, and when you did push it and try to see it, they would get defensive. So I would just not, I wouldn't do it. And it would bother me for years. It would bother me that I wasn't getting that recognition, or you know somebody to say like you're going to be all right, you know what I mean, and like walk me through it. In that sense, she was the only one to be able to do that for me. But my parents would never. They would blame me rather than anything else. But again, I don't blame them. It's just the belief system that they were put under from their childhood.
Right. Well, yeah. And again, like them just mirroring it back to you and for you to
Mm-hmm.
just handle it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something and I should have wrote it down. You were talking about, okay, so the fact that your parents are shifting. So they're shifting because you're shifting. So in
Right.
order to
Mhm.
keep up with you, they have to shift, like or they, fall off is
Yeah,
basically.
they just stay stagnant.
Yeah.
Yep, I think that's incredible. She taught me that again through her. I've learned that as well, where it's like I used to try to inflict change, right? And I used to try to make them see certain things. But only thing that would do was set me back further with them. And I would feel more and more separated, right? Rather than getting closer, which I was trying to do. I was trying to make them see the real version of myself. And it was like they had blindfolds on. It was impossible. Now that I'm just not doing that and I'm detaching from that energy completely and just focus on my elevation and growth, they're now naturally becoming aligned and they're growing more and they're able to see me more for what I truly am and show that appreciation that they couldn't once. So I'm noticing that happen right in front of my eyes. And it's remarkable. It's a great experience to go through.
It is. It is a great experience to go through. It's sort of like, me listening to you guys and watching you. It's like it's the same like experience. It's just like,
Well,
oh.
we all have it. We all share that. It's just the circumstances are different. We
Yeah,
talk about
right,
this all the
right,
time.
right.
Circumstances are different, but the underpinning of the emotional imprints is the same
All the same.
across all humans.
Yep.
It's just our life experiences are given to us. We have to move through some heaviness, densities, and through that's when you ascend. That's when the clarity comes in, because now you're alchemizing something that was painful and you're turning it into purpose.
Yeah.
And then you gain the wisdom from that. And you help another person in front of you. And like, I just, my philosophy is dharma. So whatever you put out good into the world comes back to you. No expectations, no time limit, or I did this, so you have to owe me this. That's not the way it
Time
works.
limit.
Get off this
Sorry.
mountain. Get off this. It doesn't work like that. It's just releasing all expectations, operating from a heart-centered place,
and just trusting that everything's going to align for you. If you just follow the path and you don't try to force things, it'll just line up for you and you just walk through the doors when they're there.
Even this, Nicole.
This right here is an example of that, actually.
Exactly.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect example.
Yes.
Literally.
The connections that we had between us with Janelle, and like, she recognizing that we're both mediums and spiritualists, and like I bought your product that you were selling, like the oils of Ida.
She used to show me your content. Well, I told you this.
Which is crazy. We were sending memes,
yes,
or things that you posted to each
all
other
the time.
I
had no idea.
Because I'm like, oh, it actually made me feel a little popular for a second. And I was like,
No,
really?
I had no idea. And like, wasn't the skin line?
Oh yeah, that's what you're talking about. Yeah.
That. So Janelle put me onto it, and then I'm like, she was like, you have to try it, and she's like, you also have to meet my friend Nicole. She's like, she's very much like you, and I'm like, okay, but look, we weren't. I don't go fancy, and I don't like kiss ass at all. Like, I love the product, but we were not in sync yet, you and I. But then like we had that one, I don't know, message, and then we ended up texting, and you were fucking hysterical. We were talking for hours.
Yeah, I remember that because I was like, I felt like they kept, that fucking voice, like okay, you got to reach out to her now, 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 now. And I'd be like, I'm not ready. And they're like, now, 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 now. And I'd just be like,
They don't care if you're not
Yeah.
ready.
right, like until like it came in like really like roaring, and I was like, all right, fine, like. But yeah, it took a while because I was like, what am I gonna say? Like, hey, like I'm from another dimension. So like,
I
Yeah, yeah.
loved it because we had so much in common. You were like, "Oh, this happened to me." I'm like, "Oh my god, this happened to me." We were just joking and laughing, and I remember with your birthday, you said your hair caught on fire, and I was like, "Jesus Christ!" I was like, "I need to give you some ship you holy water." Like,
yeah, that was my 40th birthday. That's so fun. And it was right before COVID. Talk about like things and like things were like radically changing in my life like at the time. So yeah, my hair catching on fire was actually pretty funny to me. Like things like that are just funny to me because I'm like, of course, like it's no
Like
big
it's almost
deal.
like of course.
I
It's like you
couldn't stop
expect it at that
laughing
point.
because I thought it was only one. I was like, "All right." I was like, "Someone else is sharing the misery." I'm like, "It's like." It was too much. I can't. I don't
And
But
it
it's
even.
was
also
when I was around family too, so that
Oh,
makes
it
sense.
was.
yeah,
But then we said like we'll meet when the time is right.
right.
I remember I was like after January or something, and I don't know how it happened. And then we just clicked. We're like, we're gonna hang up this day. Technically, to me, you're a stranger, but I'm like, you're not. And we
Yeah.
met, and like, look what we uncovered.
Yeah. And look at what's uncovered since we met.
Right, and what's still to be uncovered.
Oh yeah, there's plenty more. There's always things to learn
Oh,
and
I
then
have a feeling after Friday things are going to shift even more dramatically than they have been. And
I
then
can't wait. Hallelujah.
oh,
yeah.
I'm with you. I am so done. And I said this the other
I
day. I was
am
like, I'm so
done
done.
on
I'm
this
over this. Like
MF timeline. Over it.
right. We're maxed out of the timeline. So could you just like let us go. Let us go, please, God. Let us
Yeah,
go on
right.
this fucking timeline.
Enough
Like,
already.
oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I do look forward to a shift of energy then come this Friday. I will be
I've been
ecstatic.
feeling it. I mean, it
It's
was
so funny
very.
because I'm like trying not to like get stuck on it. And I was like, Friday, 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 Friday. But all I do is keep hearing Friday, 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 Friday. And I'm like, like, okay, okay. But yeah, you said you've been feeling it. Well, even yesterday when I
Oh,
spoke with
please.
you, I said like, what was yesterday's energy was just crazy. Friday's energy, I felt like I was a hippie. I was just like, okay, that's great. Like my car's getting taken away. Awesome. Like I was just like, I was like, who, like, what is this? Like I was like, I'm like the one who's, has to focus on the kids and nothing. Everything was just like
I
chill.
did feel an air, like an air of that, of
I
like
would love to
stagnate.
feel that way.
It used to be
There
like
was
that
like a
every day. And I was like,
stagnation.
where did he go? Like,
Yeah.
I felt like something. I was like, all right, I'm waiting for something to happen. I'm like, wait, we're okay. Nothing
Yeah.
else.
right,
There's
the
no
other shoe to drop.
drama. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
is
right.
this like an echo of something? But there was like this stillness in the air, and I'm like, is everything all right?
Yeah, but I lived in that state of just expecting the other shoe to drop my whole life. So for me, that's normal.
Well,
You know
I'm
what I
with
mean?
you on that. Yeah.
Like, so I'm just at this point, I was conditioned to expect that to happen. But when you put your mind to it, it's going to happen. So you have to completely reverse the train of thought. You can't give energy to the shoe dropping because if you do, it's going to drop.
Oh
That's
yeah.
you will manifest that to happen.
Well, it's
And they
also
and
healing the nervous system because that's what
Right.
you're accustomed to. And I'm with you
we're all
on that.
supposed to
Like I
do.
was
And I
telling,
don't even think anyone really knows that their nervous system is shot because they're just so programmed in survival mechanism of like workaholic or like overachieving or drinking, drugs, or partying. Anything to deflect on themselves, so people don't even know that they're
The
dysregulated.
world lacks stillness, right?
Yeah.
The world lacks the ability to be still. And those who don't choose stillness are because they don't want to face what comes with it. And it's really that is the truth. That is what it is. So people stay busy and they'll constantly move around to avoid having to sit with themselves in that moment. It's not easy to go through. It's
it's
just
not.
not.
It's,
No.
It's the hardest thing in
it's
life.
not.
And
I will not even sugarcoat that. It is so not.
nobody
No.
wants to choose that. But you get to a point in your life like something happens and you're like, it's now or never,
Literally.
and so you accept that calling and you go with it, and then you're hit with everything that it comes with that. But there are glimmers of light or people that come in to like hold your hand or like, I got you, or I'm here. And that's enough to keep you going, at least
Yeah,
for
you
me.
need it. Yeah, you need that too. You need that.
You know,
Oh, you do. Coming from a person who doesn't have that very often, like you do.
you
You
got
do.
us, Nicole.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got us.
Exactly right.
But like it's hard. Like, you don't have not that you need recognition, but like no recognition from your family, no help. Like you were saying, right? Like
Oh
everything's
yeah.
gonna get better. It's like, it's just like a down, you're just having like a rough moment or whatever. Like you're waiting for that, right? Yeah, but you're not getting that. So it's
No.
like Okay.
Like,
Like
how much more
now.
do I have to go through and before I get my break? You know what I mean?
But even if they do get it, it's covert. They're not really feeling what you are sensing overtly, other than if like you and I, Anthony, like we're
Oh,
very
they don't
strong
understand.
intuitives
Right.
and like clairsentient, so we feel an empath, so like we literally feel each other's nervous system, we can regulate it for each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so did you just see that?
Yep.
um
You have no idea what I've been seeing that I've just been shutting up about. So go ahead.
I mean just a lot, but that's the whole purpose. Like I lost my train of thought. I forgot what I was saying.
She does that often.
Oh,
Something quick, and then I just lose it if I get just
wait,
I mean,
no. Regulate. Maybe we weren't supposed to talk about it. I don't know. I
maybe
always
not.
maybe.
think about
Yeah.
that.
You're basically saying that everybody lives behind like that. It's a covert thing. Like everybody's behind like a certain mask, I would assume, and like they're staying busy, staying active, alcohol, all that stuff.
Right. Okay. So we wouldn't have
Nobody's willing
chosen,
to admit how much you grow.
Right, right.
but I think
That
like
makes sense though. But that makes sense.
Yeah.
it doesn't come a point where we probably had many opportunities to awaken at points in our life, but we just chose to be blinded
For
to
shit
the
show.
reality and wear the rose-colored glasses, because at that time the reality to see a glimmer of like what the situation really was too
Yeah.
intense for the body to hold. So it's easier to stay blinded to situations that are extremely heavy, right? But life happens, and like it keeps coming at you up circumstances and challenges, and it's like, all right, it's now or never, and like you face one after another, and then it becomes easier. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
you
Over
become
time.
bulletproof pretty much.
Yeah.
I just shoot me.
Hang in a corner, but yeah, no, you're bulletproof. It's fine. Like, how long is this one gonna last for? Okay, great. Like yeah.
Yeah, but they sometimes they seem like they never end, and that's the thing.
Oh
So
yeah.
for those people, it's tough. I was one of them, but that's a goal of mine, is to help people through those moments. You know what I mean? When it feels like there's literally nothing left, because I've
Right.
been there. I know
Way
what
to
it
go.
feels like. Yeah.
I love that.
No, like, and through the journey, right? Like we're doing this together and like sharing our story and like a purpose. I'm sure there's other people who have a similar story, or like maybe they don't understand it. We want to be able to guide them through it, but also like we want to heal others. Though how we felt like, because we parallelly mirror each other
Yeah.
from our dynamics mirror one another. But like then he has his own story that I don't have experience to that,
Right.
like where he wants to reach.
Yeah, I definitely want to help people with addiction, and understanding why they feel like they need substances, and it's not just, there's so much more to it than just going and picking up a bottle to drink, right? There's so much trauma and wounds that come with those decisions that stem from childhood that you're not even aware of anymore. And it's like having to reface and resurface your inner child, and then have to work through emotions that you did not when you were younger as an older adult, is a pretty also wild experience, but a vital one. I had to do that recently. I would say I do it all the time. I still do it. Sometimes I just cry. You know what I mean? And it's from things that I never got to sit with and process when I was a younger kid, that now are surfacing because I have the ability to feel through things now that I'm not blinding myself with substance and all these things, that now I could feel what that really was, and like show sympathy to the child of my inside of me that didn't get that in that period of time when I needed it most, to be honest with you. But either way, refacing and having to face your inner child and really work with it is something that also is seriously important that people just ignore and don't do.
It's heavy. I
You
mean, I get
can't
Very.
get
that.
here without doing that.
Yeah.
No,
That's
you
the thing.
can't. That would be
You can't.
bypassing, and you
That's
just
spiritual bypassing. And some
yeah.
people are like, you could just say, yeah, I'm into peace, love, and light,
Yeah.
and
Right.
crystals,
Right.
whatever. But like, you're still
You're like, yeah,
heavy.
did you deal with that? Because that's fun.
You're
Yeah.
you're egoic still.
Yeah.
Like you didn't face anything. We spoke about this like the last
Yeah.
time.
You
Like
guys did. Yeah. Yeah.
you can't you can't half-ass it.
No. Can't have one foot in, one foot out, and think you're
No,
going to see results. It's just not going to happen.
no.
Although I
You
have both
can't
feet
trick it.
in, and like for
We
years,
still have a moment,
still waiting.
but
Right. Well, yeah, I can understand that.
But no, but yeah, I mean, like the inner child, I think like took a huge jump, I want to say 2 years ago, and being that in the situation that I was in to begin with, and having 3 kids, going through that was just like mind blowing. And I think like even now little pieces keep coming up, but I think it's just because like we're we're like, rounding out the year of the snake. So like every little thing is like popping up like, okay, we good, we good, we good, we good, good, good. Like, and it's like, yeah, I'm good, I'm good. But the inner child is no joke. It's
No, not at
just
all.
no
But
joke. Not that
it's
anything else
also
is, but like that is just
I think that's like the main thing. That's what we're here to heal. Because the generations back like didn't even acknowledge emotions. They're like,
right.
what?
no,
Like
none at
they're
all.
super stoic. Just we
Go through everything. Doesn't
work,
matter.
eat,
Yep.
sleep, see people, and
Repeat.
that's it. There's no connection to your higher self whatsoever. We are now coming into that, and like people could say, "Oh, this generation is so soft. This generation is so
And they
weak," but
will.
you cannot ignore that. That's why suicide is on the rise. That's why there's so many like little deaths with heart attacks. There's another term for it, like heartbroken syndrome,
Yeah, because
and
you're not healing your heart. That's the same
and
thing with
we're becoming
cancer, like breast cancer in women.
Right.
yes, yes, prostate cancer for men,
Yep.
where they harbor their emotions. Like
People don't look at it that way, but
they think I'm
that is
crazy. This
it.
is crazy talk.
No, but
So
like
I will say this.
all the womb stuff. Like, I mean, I had
Absolutely.
endometriosis, adenomyosis, I had fibroids, I had cysts, you name it, I had it. And had I known
Hysterectomies.
how to fix it, because it's all like the priestess lineage, it's all like all the energy that you're holding, even inside it, like it's just everything from like every direction. Had I known about that then, I probably wouldn't have gotten hysterectomy. But like now I'm just like, oh my God, you could just clear it. I mean, it's not going
Yeah.
to be pretty and easy, but like you
No.
clear it out and like everything shifts.
Because I
So
had medical diagnosis. I had multiple medical diagnosis. I had Crohn's disease. I had IBS. I had inflammatory bowel disease. I had asthma. I could keep going. I mean,
You name it, he had it.
yeah, I had tons of clinically proven and diagnosed medical issues, and not a single medication helped. Not a single doctor ever gave me a solution.
Oh, your hair was falling
My
out.
hair was falling out. Nothing was going well for me. I was severely anemic. You know what I mean? And no doctor gave me any prescription that ever solved a single thing. And I could say now that I don't have a single one of those problems. Not one of them. And no doctor did that for me. None. Jumping
I,
into this world did it for me with her.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. I say the same thing with my daughter, and I'm like, if you could just like clear all the trauma in your heart, like you'll be able to breathe better. And like, now she's at that age where she doesn't believe in anything that's remotely related to energy, frequency, or anything. Coming from like the person that she used to be, like just drives me nuts. But whatever, her path, not mine. But like, I'm like,
Right.
if you could just like get rid of that and clear that, I was like, you would never need an inhaler ever. But
Absolutely. I
that's just
feel like
me like talking out my ass because I don't know what I'm talking
that
You're right.
happened to all
You're
of us
right.
though. Like they wake, you're open, right? Like you're the veil, you come from the other side, so you see everything, but you get, life happens and then you forget. You get the amnesia, you go through life, the beginning of stages of ego starts to come in where you forget who you are. But the new souls are coming in, they stay awakened, they
Yeah.
stay open. Like
Yeah. It's
yeah,
cool.
my little one
My
is
friend actually just recently had a baby, and every single time you look at this baby, and I just said that to them the other day too, I was like, it just, the baby glow, like the soul
yes.
is
Oh yeah.
glowing, and not like your normal baby, right? Like, I mean, I guess my kid glowed too at a certain point, but like, I mean, this kid's just radiating, like, and I'm just like, oh my God,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you
Yeah.
guys don't see that, but like like I do, like, and it's just, I'm like, your kid is just like radiating, and they're like, oh yeah, okay, whatever.
That's what this when we talk about the new earth, like it's this shift in consciousness, people awakening,
Yeah.
people
Well, because the
dissolving,
veil is thinner coming in also, and there's so much of us
absolutely.
awake, so it's easier.
And we're really seeing the precipice of like what Dolores had been saying for years, right? The new earth, the new souls coming in awakened, coming in enlightened, here to remember their past lives. And all that stuff comes in when you dissolve your ego and you let go of all the toxic patterns and karmic contracts that you've had with people, and you let go and you forgive yourself, you forgive others with boundaries. No one's really allowed to re-enter your life, and if you choose to, if they don't come in correctly, as you decide for yourself, you formulate, I want to say, like an awareness that you never even thought was possible,
Yeah.
which is crazy. And for me, it was like kind of backwards. Like I got all the information, but I'm like, what do I do with this?
Yeah.
But I
Right.
was led
Right.
to a
Right. Right.
textbook or a book, or I can't tell you how I must have like over 100.
Yeah. There's
It's too
plenty.
much. But like something would wake me up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I read it and like digest, and there's like the explanation to what just happened. So for me, it was like kind of backwards, the experience.
Is it
And then
backwards or is that how star seeds wake up?
I don't know. This is how I woke
Yeah, because
up.
she would get
Because I
inclination to
mean,
look at something, to see something that would explain an experience that already happened.
Yeah.
It's validation
right.
that you needed.
Oh,
Yeah,
at the time I didn't have anybody to compare it to or
yeah.
say this stuff to because
So then
no one could
is
validate
that how star seeds awaken? That's
Maybe maybe that
probably.
is it.
And
Yeah,
then I would go to him and share it. I'm like, well, this is why you have this. And then I'm
yeah,
like, well, your hair's bald here. Let me see if I can grow it back. And
yeah.
sure enough, you know,
Over time, I started getting my hair back. Yeah, I'll never forget that.
the human body does recalibrate. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
it
oh
heals
yeah,
yeah,
itself.
there was
100%. If you give it the
The things that
opportunity
I
to.
could say, like, right, like, I mean, like now
Yeah,
I'm just like, yeah, so it heals itself. It's no big deal. Like,
yeah,
whereas,
yeah.
like,
six,
if
Of
I
seven
like
course.
years,
said that, I'd be like, okay, lady, whatever.
Cells regenerate.
every
Yeah,
seven
every seven
years.
years your cells regenerate or something along those lines.
Well, it's just
But yeah,
all with the light and the DNA and everything else coming and everything switching, it's healing too. It's healing.
it is. No, it is. If as long as you give it the opportunity to, which is the key there, and you're doing things to elevate your frequency and your, your aura, if you want to put it that way, then you're going to be able to move through anything that life throws at you, on the external or as well as the internal. Either one, you'll be able to get through them as long as you give yourself the opportunity to. That's the single hardest thing that people fall into, is they don't ever give themselves a chance.
Because they're still stuck in the minutia of everyday life. You don't have a chance.
Yeah.
You're like, and then you feel guilty, and then you don't have help. You don't have support. It's like, you then you just take, like, you go to the doctor, they give you anxiety medication, but again, it numbs you out from your higher self. So it's really to keep you in a loop, to be stuck inside the matrix.
Yeah, truly, because that benefits them, and that's,
All
it's
right.
scary to think about. It's scary to think that
That our
way,
world
but
is
it's
this
the
way.
truth, and it's exactly what's happening that people don't want to acknowledge or see.
No, it's crazy. We went to the supermarket yesterday, and there was like my daughter's like cereal and like certain things. I started looking at, like, red 40. I'm like, I have to throw all this shit out, and it was in everything. And then like
Oh,
just
my kids hate me. I mean, I have teenagers. I mean, well, two out of the three. Could you imagine like the hatred they have towards me because like
One day, one day,
like,
one day they'll understand. One day
But
they'll
then here it
understand.
is. There was like 2 limes for $1, right? And then you have a bag, and they were small. And then there's like a bag of lemon limes for like 250 or $3, but there's like 5 of them. But they're humongous. They're like this.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah. How is that? Yeah, how?
That's stuffed with a whole bunch of,
Who
I
knows
didn't
what?
think back in the day. I'm like, oh, bigger's better.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a lime. You
it's so
know,
fun. I mean, like I literally go into the grocery store and I'm like, okay, and like I like rub the hands and I'm like, you tell me what I'm getting because like whatever feels hot is what I pick up. Because other than
yeah.
that, it's like even when it's saying that it's safe, it's not fucking safe. I'm like,
no,
what the fuck am I like? What is this? Like,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
then
You're
like trying to not get wrapped up in that is a whole other, a whole other.
I never bought into that stuff. Like I remember I had a
No,
cousin
I
and
meant
she,
like not eating because like sometimes I won't. Well, I mean, I'm just not eating for days. Like, and I'm okay with that. But I guess
when
because
is it supposed to fast?
yeah,
Like
my body's clearing out, so I could
Oh
like
yeah, oh
literally
yeah.
go for days.
your body, and well, that's the thing. So also when you ascend, you're not hungry. Things that you used to want, you don't want
You're
I
anymore.
not.
don't eat.
Things that you may have a desire more for, like fruit, natural fruits, and like organic fruits and vegetables. And that's where I was eating it. Like I used to just pick out, I want chocolate, I want pizza,
Yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
But like
Pizza
my
is
body,
very I had to have it. I want to say Friday when I was like looping in, was it Friday? No, maybe it wasn't Friday because he had hockey. No, it was Friday. Because I was so loopy and like, out and I was like, oh great, this is awesome. Like I love being like this, but like I'm the only one here taking care of kids. So like can I like come back to reality a little bit? I ordered pizza because it's the fastest thing that like brings you back down into
oh
your
my God, I'm so happy that you said that because for a while I'm like, my appetite just skyrocketed and I was like, what is going on here? And I needed to be grounded in earth. So I was just eating a lot of stuff. And then I'm like, then I moved through it and literally like my appetite left. And I'm like, clarity came in. I mean, most people won't think it makes sense, but it is so
No, it
true
does. It does.
because when you're eating dense foods, your body's busy breaking it down. So
Yeah.
then you're tired, you're lethargic after you just had, a plate of pasta and whatnot. Like you don't want to move. I don't want to connect. I can't even meditate
Yep.
because I feel heavy. I feel disgusted. I feel bloated. But when I fast, and I'm not doing it intentionally because if I try to do that, like I'm gonna want
I
more.
do intentionally.
No,
But
no, no, it's not intentional. It's just
for me, it's not. I don't find. I follow like my intuition with
Yeah,
eating,
she
so
just
intuitive
yeah.
eating. I do, and then there's days where I'm like, I'm not hungry and like I haven't had caffeine in over 3 years. So that's no coffee, no energizer drinks, no nothing. And my body just naturally picks up cues. So I found the more I fasted, the more my clear thinking I had, discernment, able to make decisions better, my zero anxiety, don't we have kids, it could be a little chaotic, their energy, but for the most part, a lot more stable.
Yeah. Me as well. Fasting is a key part of my life, actually. I do 23 hours. I only eat once a day. So I eat one meal a day at night before I go to sleep, and the rest of my day is just water. Occasionally, I'll throw a little electrolytes in there. For me personally, coming from an eating disorder to like past, I feel like the stability and knowing a routine and something I have keeps me on track. So for me, fasting was a must, and without it, I don't think I would have been able to have successfully gotten off of my issues with eating in general. Um, but I do follow a plant-based diet, and that as well definitely changed my entire outlook. I've been vegan for 9 years, and
For 9 years. Oh,
nine
wow.
years.
I'm only a year.
Yeah, yeah, I've been vegan for 9 years, and it
I'm gonna
definitely
try.
changed my life.
I like my chicken.
Definitely changed my life for sure.
Oh no, I'm with you 1000% on that. And I mean, just in a year, I've had, I think it's like over a year that I haven't had alcohol. It's a year, no, I do miss chicken. Yeah, when you say that, I mean, like
I'm
chicken's
only
like
a
the
chicken
only
breast
thing
person.
that I miss. Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
chicken
but like
breast.
fish sometimes, but like um it's been very interesting. Like it's very healthy. It like makes you very, it's different. It's like a different feel in
I
your
would use the
body.
word light. It makes me light.
Well, that's
I don't
another
know.
thing too. As we ascend and we release the
Well,
density,
we're lighter.
we are only
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to
yeah.
want
Yeah.
lighter foods, fruits, vegetables, fruit juices. Like
Yep.
Fig
our
jam
body
seems
doesn't
to be
need.
huge with me. Love fig jam. I don't know what it is about
I
fig
love
jam, but
figs in
like
general.
I just looked at
They're amazing.
fig
Yeah,
Newton cookies.
yeah, we did yesterday.
cookies are probably loaded with like crap. But if they had like real good, healthy fig
Yeah,
Newton
yeah,
cookies,
yeah.
I'd be all over them.
Oh yeah,
I don't know
oh
what I was
yeah.
drawing
Because
you
I
on
used to
because
love fig Newtons. Like, love them
that's
as a
so
kid.
funny. I must have been like channeling you because I was like, oh, I think I want to buy these cookies. But he's like, you're not going to eat them. I'm like, why am I even
Yeah.
looking at them?
But there is a truth to that, though. As you ascend and as you become clear mentally in
Absolutely.
your body's going to crave the food that it's meant to be eating.
Right. You don't
And
need as much.
right.
No.
And your body craves hydration, and the foods that give you a cellular hydration, because water doesn't just do it. There's cellular hydration that comes from fruit and vegetables that you can't match on any other level unless you're eating those foods. So those foods are actually hydrates the body, and the body is 95% water. So those things are vital for your everything, your skin, your ability to think, your cognition, your digestion. This is all goes into one. So being enlightened spiritually is not just buying crystals and you know what I mean? It's also aligning yourself and your decisions with your eating, what you're
Mm-hmm.
doing, your supplementation. It all plays a role and all
Who you surround
matters.
yourself with,
Of
what you
course, the
watch.
energy you're around, this all plays a role into to truly being able to ascend and to
The list
continue
could go
growing.
on. You're like,
Yeah, like it just doesn't end. Doesn't end.
I think maybe now comes the split where, spirituality versus awakening. So like you put spirituality as, oh, you could do a modality and you have crystals, right? And you could do like light work on yourself versus like full blown awakening where your entire your entire world shifts, like inside out, like
The,
They're
everything.
uncomparable. They're uncomparable
Yeah.
after that. Yeah, there's two complete different versions of what you are living. When you have an awakening, it's just a complete different experience. Life as a whole just changes instantly.
it's not pretty in the beginning either. I don't think anybody when they get a little foot, like a little toe in the
Some get
pool of
scared. Yeah,
awakening,
some get
they're
scared.
like, oh yeah, no, I'm not ready for it. And they step back because it's not their time yet. They still have more lessons to learn before they're confronted with the choice
Or
to
they're not
awaken,
meant to wake up.
Yeah, right. Some won't. Some
Yeah.
won't. That's just the reality.
which is sad. Why
Some
would you
just
want
won't
to be like,
because they're
Which
not
is
aware.
really sad. It's just they're not, they made the decision. You go
That's
leave
it.
and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like that's the thing I always say. It's like not everybody is going to be able to appreciate, like I appreciate it and I will forever be, cherish it because I know that it's rare and I know that not everybody will have that experience to be
And
able
it's
to live
like
a.
so easy peasy.
No, I mean, yeah, it wasn't. It may sound it, but
now
trust me, it was
was
not.
not pretty at all.
But
But
yes.
we do. I feel like naturally you just call in your soul tribe, right? Like more like-minded people, and you don't even look for it. That's the beauty of it.
Oh no, I was looking. I mean, like you guys finally showed up, but like, no, no, no. I just
I
kept
wasn't looking. You think I would ask
like
like
calling
things
in
or
and calling in. And I was like, you cannot leave me alone. Like I cannot be alone doing this anymore. Like I can't. Like I just there's not I can't like my nervous system can't handle it anymore. So
well, I think that's what happened with me and him because I'm like, I can't, I didn't know what the, well, awakened and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to do this. I got the reading like from my mentor, like, you're ready to read and help and heal. I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, who do I help? You know, and he was
I just happened to be there.
my
Yeah.
very first client.
Right down the block. And then who
funny.
knew? Yeah. I mean, I never would have expected it to happen, but
Oh my
yeah,
God, who the hell would?
I never would have. Thankfully it did. Thankfully it did. I'm so grateful to be going down this journey now, and I was still just scratching the surface of what it,
Oh, we all
of
are.
I was
of
just
my
about to say, I think
We might be
we all are.
flying,
yeah, yeah,
3 years from
you're
now in
right.
like a space car.
You're right.
Like,
You
Or
don't know
just
what
home, like just seeing like home or well, I guess we can't go home, we can't leave here, but like having
but we do.
people come to us.
We can go home. It,
Well, I mean, we
essentially,
travel. I travel,
yes,
yeah, but
travel
yes,
we,
yes.
home.
we
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
When people say that, and then when they play this back and they hear, I'm like, what are
yeah,
these
they're gonna
three
think we're
talking
crazy.
about? But there are so many people that do it already and don't realize it. Astral traveling, like your soul literally leaving your body and
I
going
listen,
meditation.
trying to understand that and how I was doing that was on a
Oh
whole
yeah.
other different level.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It blew our
Totally.
minds.
Definitely a different experience. And I
I
know
was
that if
like,
I
I don't
told
even know
somebody
who
like
to
this,
talk to about this. Like,
Well,
what?
that's
exactly.
the thing. We started
Yeah.
talking to each other like, does anybody else can do this? Or like, if people heard us, we would be locked up in a padded room,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But the more I've stepped out and more people I've had the pleasure of connecting with and healing, they're experiencing it. And just like I first, when I came across my mentor, I'm like, oh my God, I'm not the only one. I'm not crazy. Like there's others like us. Like my whole world's open.
Yeah.
I remember just sobbing and just feeling like a sense of peace. So that's the feeling I is my mission to make others feel the same because I know what it did for me and it's life
I'm
changing.
with you on that. Yeah. I
And that's
mean,
what we're all here to do,
yeah.
like in our own way and with each other, of course.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, it's funny because like even I want to say over the weekend, I was just like, I'm getting taken away in like the white jacket. Like that's it. Like, my kids
Oh,
are
We
gonna
make
be
that
like,
joke
we
all the
say that
done.
time.
all the time.
Yeah, we
Or I'm
make that
like,
joke all the
if
time.
anybody was hearing our conversations right
Yeah, yeah,
now,
yeah,
they'd be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what
You
the
guys
F?
are like, you guys are nuts. Like literally, put them away.
But I'm happy because I'm in like spiritual group. I'm in a spiritual, amazing spiritual group, and we all do this. So like when I tell them our stories, they're like, "Oh my God, yeah, we have
They
that
all
too." They
understand.
understand. They all met
Yeah.
them, and they're like, "This is fantastic," because you're literally calling in your soul family.
Those people are already awakened. They're already there. They don't have to go through the questioning and not understanding. So talking
And
to somebody like that's why I sent you when I talked to you on the Instagram at first. There's just a different energy with that when you meet
Yeah.
somebody who can meet you there, right? Like it's
I
almost
actually I save his messages because I'm like, I know I'm gonna need to read them, like, and like have that energy flow like at a certain time. So like it's just like I
yeah,
hold it. And I'm like,
right,
come
right,
on.
right, 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 right.
yeah, because at the beginning you're like, oh my God, somebody else gets it. I'm not
Yes.
out here, and you have a lot of balls, Nicole, and I give you
Yeah,
so much
yeah,
credit.
for
Like
sure.
you're a baddie. You're
Yeah.
so strong. And
I don't
I
see
hope
it that
people
way.
like I
You
wish
should. You should.
I wish more people could recognize it because it is not easy at all to face yourself and to go through what you went through and then put yourself out there, put lives up, make a podcast, like do a website and just share your story just dangling. I know what that feels like. And it's like, does anybody see me? Is this worth it? Like, but no, why would I be given this if this didn't happen to me? There's a purpose of it. And just anchoring into that and trusting that, like, hey, you're finding people now. But you're so strong because you did it way before we did,
Yeah, it's motivating. It
and
really is. It really is.
inspiring. And
For sure.
you're holding our hand
You're
and
welcome.
you're thank
The
you.
truth, no, the
No,
truth. Yeah,
I
seriously.
for
don't
sure.
I don't know. I still see it as, oh my God, like no more, no more, no more, no more. Like it's
No, but like
just
these little things, these should be like little reminders.
Yeah,
Like
to appreciate how far you've come as
right.
well.
And
oh,
you're fulfilling your purpose.
Yeah.
believe
You
me,
said
when I
you
look
wanted
back, I'm like, Jesus Christ. I mean, can we squeeze any more in before like, what is it? Saturn goes direct, and then the year of the
oh
horse. I was
yeah.
like, just go ahead, just squeeze me in, just a
Yeah.
little bit
Yeah.
more,
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
else
Yeah.
needs to go in, because like I'm done. Like I'm done. Like
Like a
that's
last,
not,
like It's like the last drop of toothpaste in the jar. You just
It
gotta
is.
get
It's
the
like
rest out.
squeezing. It's like,
Yeah,
okay, like,
same thing.
I'm
um,
always getting stuck on words.
but what, tube versus glass jar, whatever. I
Same
mean,
No,
thing.
but we always have these
Whatever.
bloopers. Nothing I ever say is English.
oh, you know what? All right. I don't know if we should just end the podcast here and then do another time. But like speaking English, right? The whole Bad Bunny thing, which I think is hilarious because one, it's just another way to like make us look here while they're
Version.
doing something there, right?
Yeah.
But like I don't get it. Like I didn't understand what the big deal was to begin with
I
because
did
I
not care.
mean,
I
you can
didn't even watch it.
understand his vibe, you can understand the frequency,
Like
like just fucking watch
he
the
was
show,
having
shut the
and
fuck
shut
up
the
and
fuck
move
up.
on.
Thank you. Yeah, like guy's having a great time. He's you know what I'm saying? Like just feel the vibe.
And
It's not a
he's
big deal.
actually a really nice guy.
Yeah, I've heard he's done a lot of
Like,
great things.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's actually a really nice guy. Whereas like half of Hollywood, I wouldn't even, I'd be like,
Oh
shut
yeah.
the fuck up and move on. But like he
Yeah.
actually like he has a nice vibe to him. So I thought that was just funny. But like that's I think where I'm at when you're saying like, like how I went through a lot, before you guys, whatever. I'm at the point where I'm literally want to just scream and be like, could you guys just wake the fuck up? Because I can't leave this
Oh yeah, yeah,
planet
yeah.
Oh yeah.
unless like you all wake up and I like,
Yeah.
do what I have to do.
You
It's
say
just
that
like,
all the time.
Yeah, I tell her that every day. When I go to work and like I'm working and I'm in my regular 3D life, I'm doing it from a 5D perspective, of course, because it's the
right.
only way I would sustain.
Oh,
But
because you learned
in
that. I love that.
you're right. In doing that though, in doing that, there's like nights where I come home just so drained
Brains. Yeah.
because I'm having to meet people just so much lower on that frequency level. It's not a shot at them or to say it's a bad thing. It's just it's the con that comes along with being so elevated
So true.
frequency wise. So it's like it's not fun having to do that.
It's not. It's
Yeah,
not.
it's hard.
And it's like when well, I was just thinking about that before when I was getting dressed, and I was like, it's not like I'm not above anybody because like I'm literally screaming in my head, like, wake the
Yeah,
fuck up,
right,
just
right.
wake the fuck up. Like it's just the fact that like I'm awake, like before you, and I'm here to help you wake up. Just
Correct.
wake
I'm
the
trying to
fuck
help you
I
see it.
know.
up.
But you know what
Like,
the secret is that I just learned let it be. Let them
Yeah.
be. They're gonna
well, I
wake up.
mean,
For me,
it's
I
just
wish
I
I learned this, a little earlier, but it's when because we care, we love, we want to reach everybody, we want to touch everybody, right? But
Everyone
if
has their own timeline.
they don't want to, then you can't make them change and you can't do
But
it.
in the
So just
meantime, you're like preventing the collapse from happening. So that's like annoying me because I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
guys,
true.
let's
yeah, no,
True.
but you just
I
gotta
can't
walk
stay in this
away.
timeline. I can't stay in this world like this.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to like speed it up a little bit here, okay?
Yeah.
Because like I'm gonna lose it.
But I think when we collectively come together, just our energies rise within ourselves. There is an
Absolutely.
ascension,
It's the
and
charge.
then then we can just go
Yeah.
out and it something influences the people around us, or
I wonder what
opportunities
it would
arise.
feel like if we went out to like a destination that we were called to, like all three
I'm
of us.
Make it happen.
I'm
Do it.
on for anything. I'm open to anything. I
Interesting.
love hikes, by the way. Tree hugger over
Oh
here.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we're big on that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, really anything, really. But
Anything that connects to
out in the
nature.
3D is just so not my like ugh, I
You
can
can come
only
here,
take it.
Nicole.
I know I
Yeah,
can
no,
I can only take it for like a little bit. I mean, I can't
exactly.
even go up to the kids' school. Like I literally I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God.
It's
She
a
says,
lot. I do
yeah,
the same
she
thing.
says the same
I
stuff.
leave like a
Ugh.
minute before the dismiss. I get them and I'm out.
Yeah. But like even food shopping, it's just like I'm like, okay, you know what you're going in for, but still, like, and I leave and I have to have chips with me because it's the one thing that grounds me really fast. And I'm like, I have to eat chips because I am like, so I hear everybody, like everybody's worried, panicking about money, everybody's panicking about the groceries, everybody,
Oh,
and I'm
please.
just like, I just want to go food shopping, and I just go food
Yeah,
shopping.
like I just gotta
Like,
get home.
That one day they went to, I haven't gone to the mall in years, right? And
Oh
one
yeah,
day
yeah, I do
he had to
remember.
get something. I was like, all right, we'll go together. And I literally, Nicole, I couldn't even stay in
Broke
the
out,
store.
yeah.
I broke out in hives. I was like, I want to rip the
yeah,
shirt
Yeah,
off
she
my
had
neck.
hives, girl.
I was like, I
Yeah.
gotta get out of here. And he's like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I can hear everyone's thoughts. My nervous system, my anxiety, like I had anxiety, I had panic attacks, my legs were like tingling, my face got so hot, my hands turned red.
yeah.
I had to walk out of the store.
Yeah,
I
she was
could
getting
not.
way too overwhelmed
I'm
by it.
too sensitive, so I can't. I pick up everything.
Try living with my children.
Well, I have two, and they're
Yeah.
young,
I
so
mean, I
that's
have rashes like on my thighs right now, like on the side of my thighs, and I'm like, oh my God. And it's just the negativity and then like the chaotic energy. And I'm like,
Yeah,
like
you
it's
don't get
yeah.
a you don't get a second.
No,
Yeah. You just don't
I've
get that second.
I know what that's like. Yes.
But that's why my kid plays hockey outside because there's no way I would be able to go inside somewhere
Find the area. Yeah.
and like with all the like there's no way.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I don't do well in large crowds either. I don't. I just don't
I don't
go.
either.
It's that
If I
simple.
do, I need like, there's parties, there's like events, like, concerts and stuff. I
Even
need
with
a
the
highly
freaking
visible.
crystal though, the whatchamacallit that I'm staring at, but like the name is just
What
God.
color is it?
Black. What phobia?
Tourmaline,
Yeah,
obsidian,
black. No,
onyx.
tourmaline, black tourmaline.
Tourmaline.
Like even
Okay, so I
wearing
can't
that.
get my bra.
Oh
Like
my,
I don't need them without, like sometimes I'll be running and I'll have to full out, but like I need them. They do ground me. They
yeah.
help.
That I mean, in order to go, I mean, like I flew with that. I went to Europe with that. Not that I actually needed it in Europe. I needed more here every day than
Yeah.
I needed it in
I
Right.
would agree. Yeah.
It's crazy. Most people don't get it, but the more we talk, the more people are gonna like tune in, and when they have their own journey,
Well,
they'll get
the
it.
hope is that somebody that does come across this type of content is like in those beginning stages and like have an inclination of what it is that they're feeling, and then this will be the piece that puts it together. You know what I mean? The puzzle for them to understand that what's actually transpiring in order for them to get to where they need to be. This is the type of stuff that could jumpstart that for them. That's my goal in content when we start is just that, because I
Oh,
know that in the
absolutely.
beginning
I was
I don't want
mhm.
to have somebody else have to feel what I was feeling and that uncertainty and everything feeling like
right
you're
and like
crazy.
knowing where it's going. Yeah, and what's
Yeah, right.
happening. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a way to literally bridge yourself to healing. That's why we named it what we did. So
I love it.
that's it.
Don't rename it because I already shouted it out. I mean,
No, we're
not
not.
that
No,
I
we're
get
not.
so
We're
many
not.
views, but like it's the point. Like it's
I
like
don't care about this. Yeah.
no, no.
It's
I was
just
just gonna say it's like if it hits that one person,
It was worth
yeah,
it.
exactly. You did your due diligence and you served who you were supposed to serve, reach who you're supposed to
yeah,
reach. And that's the whole point on this collective. And again, doors are just opening because and opportunities are coming in and manifestations are coming into fruition
Yep.
because my toes tingling right now. We are doing what we're supposed to be doing.
and it's amazing, right? I mean, it is amazing. If you could just take a lot more of the 3D aspect out, especially me, like just if I could
I
just
was
have
there. I'm a lot
more
better,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
No, I get it. I
It's hard. No,
totally
it's
get it.
very hard. It's
I
very
totally
hard.
get it.
I struggle with it too. Trust me, struggle bad. I struggle bad with that.
oh,
Yeah, I'm just learning to balance and like really master that
I think
as
talk, what's funny, and then I think we're gonna have to end this so it doesn't go too long. Not that it fucking matters, but anyway, but like talking to Anthony, and I remember saying that, like talking to him for the first time put me on such a high, right? Because I was, loving this, right? And like my energy was so high, and then it's like, the crashing, down to the floor that you do,
It's
and
tough.
it's
oh
like
yeah.
right? And that's awful. And I was doing that all the way up until, I don't know, when I started talking to you. And then like literally during while I was talking to him and saying that, they were teaching me, whatever. They were showing me like,
We have an
hey,
inside joke with that.
that's it. You have to be able to like stop right before you land.
Yes.
You cannot keep crashing. It's
No.
not like this is not what it is. So I thought that was hilarious because I was like, oh, this entire time, but now that I talked to Anthony for like 5 minutes, now we're gonna learn how to, like
Yeah.
stabilize that
Yes.
falling flat to the ground. But it's amazing like what other people bring in. Like everybody serves a purpose. And
Yeah.
it's like I want to like tattoo that on everybody's head. Like, like everybody serves a purpose. Like
Let's find a sigil and we'll get the same tattoo.
Yep.
everybody, well, I did
Right?
actually.
We have matching ones, but we'll
Yeah.
find one and we'll create that mantra. But yes, but I go back with what you said because that was so pivotal for me. Like we had a key each and we unlocked something with each other. Like we
Oh, you and
touched
me.
fingers and I'm having pulses down my body and I'm crying in the restaurant. I'm like, what is going on here? And I'm like opening up stuff in your heart chakra and your root, just face to face. That's how sensitive we are. But we give each other something as a word of wisdom and something that we experience in our own lives that can mirror something within yours, what you're going through in that present moment. Gives you perspective, and you're like, okay, I can trust this. This person is on my soul level. And you move, and opportunities open. And it's not going to happen with someone you just known for years. It's not. It's it's meant to be and divinely orchestrated at the right time with that person
Yep.
Yeah. No,
in your
I
collective.
divinely orchestrated. I'm getting so sick of that line, but yes, no,
But I mean, I'm owning it now because I'm seeing where I think I had the belief system and more so expectation with people who were been in my life for so long and like, okay, well, we have
Waiting for
this
them to
title,
wake up
but
and thinking
Yeah,
that
right,
they're
right, right,
but
right. Me too.
they're
Me
not
too.
doing it and they're making it worse. But it's not
yeah,
they.
I have that too. Like I experienced that.
It was always me. So I just really realized that like I control how I react.
Yeah.
I control how I let something affect me. I control to rise above it and not allow this to lower my vibration, you know. And once I got to tune in that, because but it's not easy. It's not like you say this
No, no,
over
of
and
course
over
not.
and you're gonna get it. I'm like, hey, this is wonderful. No, it's like psh, it's gonna break you, and it's meant to. And in that, like your spirit rises, ascends more, you know, and then I like to call like the goodies come in.
Yep.
The Dharma,
Dharma.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
if you want to use your phrase. Yeah.
Yeah.
But but for me, it's also like we're like, all right, this is happening. Like the head tingles, like the heart swirling, like, all right, it's coming, it's here. And
But
it's
even
like,
this morning, I couldn't move. Like I was knocked on my ass, the joys. And it's like this. And I was like, oh, okay, great. So now we're integrating because receiving, integrating. And I'm just like, can we like speed it up? Because I have to shower and I have things to
Yeah,
do.
I
So
have a
it's like,
day to go in. Yeah, it's like I have things I have to do today.
let's go.
Yeah.
So like we're not new at this. So let's just like speed it up and like go. So it's just funny. But like I always say this, and I think I'll say this like every single time I'm on an episode with you, is that just like from us talking on Instagram, Nat, and then like us finally meeting like maybe a year later. I don't even know the time frame, right? But just like from November to now, how much we've elevated and evolved. And to me, that's like fucking crazy. Like
I know
crazy.
it
And
seems
I
like
know we're just gonna like jump even more. So it's just
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
sure.
yeah. Yeah.
Even after we get off this, like
oh, without a doubt, we just
it's
Oh yeah.
going to
something.
be in a celebration. And this even happens in my spiritual group that
Absolutely.
I'm in. I'm like, we all raise each other's vibration and
Yeah.
like we'll all start having the same visions and stuff.
100%.
You know, most
Yeah.
people wouldn't get it, but
100%.
I know for a fact that's going to happen once we disconnect. I actually said to him today, I was like, watch, something's gonna blow up today, whether
Yeah,
it's I
like
throw a
a
light
light bulb,
bulb
something's gonna
or
happen.
I
And it
actually thought it
probably
was gonna be
will.
the computer, to be honest.
I
Yeah,
thought
right?
so too, because I was like, last time I was like, it drained full on 100%, and then I'm down to like 20
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
half an hour. The energy was crazy between us that day, but it's because we were meant to speak,
Yeah. It's
and there's so
Well,
many glitches.
like, I mean, this entire time that Anthony was speaking, like you could see like I want to like watch it back. I wonder if you could see the same thing, but like his entire aura, like around him, like it was just
Oh
like,
yeah,
like it's
right.
just radiate. I was like, oh, uh-huh. And like you guys are talking and I'm just like, uh-huh, uh-huh. Like, just
And
like,
no, it is very. I had told him I was like, you're an earth angel. And he's like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then he went to the park and you helped the older
yeah,
woman,
those women,
and she
yeah.
literally said like, thank you. What did she tell you?
You said you're an angel.
He was
Yeah.
like, she's like, Natalie, I couldn't believe. I'm like, I told you. Like, why do you think I'm
Yeah.
crazy?
Earth Angel. This it's what's funny is that you wake up, right? And you realize these like phrases and these titles, I guess, even though like we don't have titles, but we do
Right.
Yeah,
over
Right.
there.
Right. Right.
light worker,
Um,
earth
Yeah, 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 yeah.
angel.
like some, resonate, and then some that don't resonate right away, like they still like hang on you until like you get that validation, and you're just like, oh fuck, yeah, okay,
Oh,
now,
maybe I
now.
am. Yeah. Right. It's like that gives you the push to understand it and be accepting of it.
You're like, okay, now I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I am.
All right, so I'm gonna end this before I don't even know. I didn't put a time, so I don't know how long this is.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
don't
I
want to
really
make it
don't.
too
an
long for
hour
somebody.
and a half.
Oh, that's not
It's
bad.
Yeah.
not
It's been an hour
terrible.
and a half. Yeah. Not
Plus the
bad.
fact that like I have to edit the whole like
Yeah.
beginning
That
of
takes
when I
time.
couldn't
Yeah,
remember like,
absolutely. Yeah.
the podcast name and everything. So it's all
Yeah.
good.
Love it.
We definitely need to do these again.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I
Like,
would
But
love
there
to.
you go. So yeah, so all right, let me wrap this up and hopefully we'll have you guys on together, separate. I don't care. I mean, I love it either way. So that's up to you. But okay. So thank you so much, Nat and Anthony. And again, it's going to be the Bridge to Healing, which is coming soon.
yes.
Yes.
Real soon, but like and into their thing. That way it just vibrates even higher. But I'm gonna like end it at that. Thank you so much, guys, for coming on. Hopefully, you guys will come on again because I absolutely
Of course.
Absolutely.
Anthony, like
Absolutely.
I'm
Sure.
like Your biggest
No,
fan?
he's coming. That's it. This is
Yeah,
a package deal.
for sure. I
Oh,
no,
your
thank
biggest
you for
fan.
having me.
Your biggest fan, Anthony. Like I
Thank you.
praise you for stepping into your divinity and like truly like just doing you. So at that I'm just gonna end it at that. And all right guys, so hopefully we'll see you in maybe a week, 2 weeks. I'll put out another episode, but until then, stay tight guys. Peace out.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Thank you.
Oh, and there go the balloons. Yeah, can't make
There
it
we
up.
go.